I'm Raymond, co-founder and CEO of Farmacy HK. We do decentralized farm. We aim to make everyone able to farm in the heart of the city. Let me share with you something that you may not know. Actually, more than 50% of our farmland is in or near the city area, which is urban area. And then you can imagine the urbanization of the world is actually, make us losing our farmland. So what are we going to solve and what are we going to do to address this issue? That's why we want to do decentralized farm. Because compared to the traditional type of farming, which is very centralized, we want to make everyone have their ownership on what they eat and especially on the food safety. So in this business, we are using the new generation of hydroponic technology and also the IoT capabilities to grow everything in your home, in your communities, and in the heart of the city. Yeah, so what's interesting and special about our business? So we are not city farmers only farming in the city, nor we are a technology gig only focusing on the system development. In fact, we are doing both. We grow products and at the same time we develop systems to make it more efficient. So our team are fully passionate about this. Me as a COO, so I'm focusing on the operations and development. So streamlining all the daily operations and then make the whole thing efficient. And our CEO, Sanford, he is a engineer and scientist, geologist, and then food lover, focusing on the food safety, everything. And then we have a partner from New York, Luke. So he is a culinary expert and also have been doing in hydroponic consultant for a long time, actually advising the Michelin-star restaurant in their crops design and everything too. So we're really in love with him, being here. And also Calvin, he is a nutrition expert and also the food science expert. So it's actually we have been thinking of the R&D, what kind of crops that we can bring into the farm and then what kind of things that we can make it in the system to really help us to grow the crops that we want. So basically this is a team, and of course we back up with some finance guy, Nick. We cannot forget him because he is the one who helped us to fundraise and then to make our business sustainable. Very important guy. Yeah, so how we start the story is actually pretty random and interesting. We are a group of MBA classmates. We are in the mid-30s, and then we all think that so maybe we have to start some second career where we want to do more contribution to the world and to society. Think big. But of course, we have to make sense of our experience and also make sense of the whole idea. So we have been thinking how to make the society more sustainable, in where we can do it. And then definitely we come with a lot of ideas at the very beginning, honestly. But then we soon think that, the actually common thing is about technology and innovation, of course, and then also the green lifestyle. So when we really go deep into the green, what is missing in this market, and then what should be the behaviors and lifestyle in the upcoming 10 to 20 years. We think about that. So definitely we think hydroponic is the one that we can grow because hydroponic is clean and then also have a lot of benefits that actually can enable city farming, which is actually something that we really want to do, because one of the things that we really truly believe in is technology and innovation give people ownership. So we start. And then a lot of entrepreneur stories share the same thing. Is actually, from the ideas to execution, a lot of hurdles in terms of fundraising, in terms of the business idea, how to actualize it, commercialize it. We definitely make a lot of effort in terms of analysis, try and error. Around half a year ago, then definitely already go live. So let's go back to the deployment and the numbers. I just shared with you more than 50% of our farmland in this world are actually under threat, right? The threat of urbanization. When urbanization keeps growing, then we lose more farmland. It's actually very scary. Take Hong Kong as an example. More than 98% of our crops are actually imported, which means that there's only less than 2% of our crops are locally grown. When these numbers strike in, right, we can imagine actually we lose all the control of the food safety, including where they grow, including how they grow, and then whether there's a pesticide or not, and then during the logistics and delivery, how do it preserve? We want to know that, right? So that's why we want to bring all the techniques in to enable the urban farming. So take some numbers in the Hong Kong market. You know, the total size of vegetable consumption is actually 48 billion Hong Kong dollars. Okay, so this numbers is really, really big, and then we think that, you know, if we can address a little bit of the problems here, essentially it will make not only the ideas actualize and commercialize, but also make the whole business sustainable and also make a really, really good movement of the green revolution. Okay, so what's interesting is we're able to have our first indoor farm in the heart of the city, which is Causeway Bay. Okay, so in this small-scale indoor farm, we are able to grow more than 50 species of crops. And then actually the crops that you can find there are edible flowers and wild herbs. You may ask why you want to grow edible flowers and wild herbs first, because it's actually part of our marketing strategy. We want to commercialize this idea, so that's why we want to grow high-end and, you know, value-added crops, which actually make our business sustainable in the first phase. And one of the benefits of this is actually to enable to make the best people, you know, to know the cuisine and to know the crops to speak for us. So that actually, instead of burning a lot of money, you know, in marketing campaign, we make people speak for us, and then we are able to develop our system to buy time, and then, you know, to go back to the general market later on. So when this movement going on, we expect there will be a lot of small-scale farm you can find in the heart of the city. And then to enable this is actually a decentralization movement. We have to develop a system, a modular farming system. Okay, so this is why we're in a cyberport as well. In this decentralized movement, we have to have three basic elements. The first one is the IoT farming technology. Okay. And the another one is the seed and botanic services, which is actually the core. We are actually specialists of farming. And the third one is actually a modular system that can actually, you know, make the IoT and also the botanic services in this system, and then to, you know, make it possible operating in the heart of the city. So in the IoT capabilities, we will enable not only monitoring of the crops and also the environment, but then we actually want to control it, which means that and at the end of this development, you will be able to enjoy automated farming. You can imagine you go on trips and then you have, you know, a lot of busy meetings, but then when you're home or when you go back to the communities where the farmer there, you can find that actually the environment is really well in control, and then the crops will be able to grow in a really, really good environment. But of course, when you are talking about the farm, we actually need to have a research and development capabilities on the seed and on the botanic services, which means that when the plants have some problem, you know where to fix. We don't depend on all the system. The system tell us, you know, where it goes wrong, but then it's actually the knowledge make the difference. So in these services, we want to, you know, have a lot of species, not only the general species that you can find in supermarkets or, you know, the wet market, but we definitely want to enable everything that you can imagine in this world. So the last one will be the modular. We want to make it as small as possible. Right now, you know, there are some large module you can find in another part of this world, but then we really want to enable smaller scale, where you can find some, you know, sometimes in your lobby, or sometimes in your rooftop, or sometimes in your home in one day. So now we're in the incubation stage. We have a small scale farm where we can grow the crops and then, you know, extract the data day by day so that we can, you know, continuously improve our system development. And the next step, definitely want to have a larger scale of the farm, which is we call production farm, where we can grow, you know, more and more crops with a larger scale, and then we can satisfy our clients. Oh, by the way, we already have 4 clients in our portfolio, thank God. It's upcoming in the production farm. We will, you know, install and then test the whole lot of our IoT system there, and then we can start thinking about, you know, expanding in different part of Hong Kong and also in different part of Asia. We are already targeting some first-tier city, for example, Beijing and Shanghai, and also, you know, Macau. And then if you are interested to be our partner, then think of bringing us to offer, you know, other part of the world. I mean, we are definitely excited and welcome this idea. So if we ask me 3 things about being an entrepreneur or being an extraordinary entrepreneur, which I really want to be one day, the first one will be dream big. Okay, so in this world, it's actually huge competition, and then traditional business is actually fading. And then if we want to make our mark, and then we want to really change the market, addressing the people problems, we have to think big about not only about the problems and also your vision, like how people will be behaving, will be living in 10 or 20 years, so that actually you can make your business more sustainable. Go on and go on. Second is the team. It's really, really important because you cannot do everything yourself, right? And especially in this big vision, you need to have teammates from different background, and then so that they can provide different expertise, blend it together, and then to make it happen. Third one, execution. Because the details will make the difference. Even you dream big, even you have the right people, if you cannot work together and then pay the attention to every single details, it will not be happen. So that's why when we are talking about business, always talking about the execution, and then when you can take care of every single details to succeed, and the good results will be there.